Okay, let's start with introduce yourself.
I'm Yuri, I'm director of the exploitation risk.
I'm Victor and I'm the director of the political situations.
I'm Jackson Mark and I'm director of the health risk.
I'm Milan and I'm director of the current state of the oil market.
I'm Menno and I'm the director of the financial department.
So to start things off, let's start with a pitch about each individual thing and then we can start off.
I will start off. South Sudan is a country with very much oil in the ground, but the infrastructure and the civil war won't be very good for winning the oil easily out of the ground. So I think it's a bit of a risk to go there, and the oil will be has to be divided over the whole country. That's an agreement that the country signed. So I don't think it's a good idea.
Now about politics, as we all know, South Sudan is the youngest country in the world. It got independent in 2011. That was after a long war with the north of Sudan. Now they're independent in 2013. They started the civilian war with 6 different ethnic groups. The civilian war is still going on today, and government is not getting their hands on it. So they kind of lost the situation in their own country. That's why I think it's kind of risky to go to South Sudan, because it's extremely dangerous over there.
According to research, my department has confirmed that there is a high health risk in South Sudan. First of all, the hazard that the contagious disease Ebola occurs is extremely high. If this disease spreads through South Sudan, it will cause cons for our company. Work has to be stopped around the mine for the safety of our workers. The duration of this shutdown is unpredictable and it could be months or even years. This would be a big loss for our company, and another major problem is the lack of sanitation in South Sudan. So they are using the water in the lakes and rivers now, but around the mining area the pollution is very big, and if the pollution comes in contact with surrounding lakes and river, we have got a big problem. So what I want to say in short is that the health risk in South Sudan is too high.
Alright, yeah, my department did some research on the current state of the oil market, and the results were that there will be less demand for oil because the global growth will reduce by almost 0.5%, and besides that there will be less demand for oil in countries as India, Brazil and Argentina because of weak currencies. So overall I think with these risks there's a high chance that we will have less profits from the oil mining, and that's why I think it's a medium risk to start this thing with Deze.
Okay, so we did some research on the financial side. WCM will need to invest in expensive new machinery to exploit the mining place. The company needs to borrow money from us. They also want to use proceeds of the share offer to finance the mining place. To develop the mining place, transport services are not reliable, which could increase the cost of the mining the mining place. The conclusion of the evaluation is there will be a high risk to give loans to WCW when the transport services are not reliable, which could increase the cost of mining the mining place. We won't be lending money to WCM when they are not sure what the cost will be. There is also other currency that makes it harder for payments.
No, that's very clear. I think everybody has a pitch about it. What does everybody think? Do you think it's safe to go to South Sudan?
Overall, with everything that I've heard, I don't think it's very safe or it's a good idea to go to South Sudan.
Yeah, I also think it's not a great idea, and we know there's a lot of oil in the ground, and we know that's really profitable. But the risk for our employees and all the risk we're taking to damage our company name is pretty high. Also, I forgot to mention there's a lot of corruption in this area. So police officers and all, you can all buy them out if you want to. So that way we can't really secure the safety of our people.
Also, that the oil market is decreasing also gives me a sign that it isn't a good idea.
Yeah, so we will get a reduced profit.
Exactly, for a higher risk.
Yeah, for a very high risk. Yeah.
Yeah, but there can still be a increase in the oil market because of the growing population worldwide and more demand for oil in the future, maybe.
But with every
Maybe there's a chance that we can work in the future with that.
Yeah, if conditions change,
Yes,
we can.
Maybe if the conditions settle out a bit, so the civil war
So if you can do
stops.
something about the health, the diseases.
Yeah, but for the time being, it's not good to cooperate with the.
But there's always a risk in the oil market, and if we don't take the risk, then there's a big chance that other companies will go away with it with
But why is there always
huge
a risk?
profits.
Why is there always a risk in the oil market?
Yeah, just like we mentioned, I mean the countries are most of the times not really stable where the oil is, and of course there are health risks, risk of the price of oil, and
How major are the health risks?
Yeah,
Are they like? Now we will continue with Jerry. He was talking about the healthcare in South Sudan.
Yeah, so there are diseases like malaria and yellow fever at the moment, but we could not vaccinate all the people around the mine because it will cost a lot of money for our company. And there are problems like the main problems are Ebola. Because the chance of getting Ebola again in African countries is very high at the moment, and the lack of sanitation and the skin diseases are also very big problems, and the Ebola is very contagious. So if someone gets it, it could quickly go through all the country. So there are many problems in South Sudan. For example, AIDS is also a big problem. So
Yeah, but you're saying if one person gets Ebola, it will spread very fast around the country. But that means that nobody has it right now.
In other countries.
Yeah, in other countries, but it's not a direct risk
no,
for.
but the chances are quite high. So.
Okay, so are there any neighbor countries who have the same problem, or is nobody in that area?
Let me look. I'm gonna search it.
Because if it's not a direct risk, maybe it's not. What doesn't add up.
Yeah,
The way that.
because in whole Africa you got diseases like this.
Yeah.
And in other countries, oil is profitable. So.
Yeah, that's why maybe.
The chances are very high. So it's South Sudan.
What's the Ebola region? That's here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's like 1,000 kilometers away.
Like
So I don't think.
and
it's
Nigeria,
Ebola.
Cameroon, Nigeria.
Yeah, it's a bit in the
Nigeria
west,
are
in the west of Africa, and as we all know, South Sudan is more in the east of Africa. So it's not really a direct risk.
But it is.
If it's not in Sudan, it will be not.
No, it's not actually a
And there
risk.
is no solution for Ebola. If somebody gets it,
Yeah, there is a vaccine. There is to stop spreading.
Yeah, okay,
But not everybody has it. But if our employees have, so then the problem is fixed, right?
I think that will not be the biggest problem. So
No, but
The boiler won't be the biggest problem.
Maybe then the lack of sanitation is also a big problem because the people are they don't have sanitation, so they are for drinking water they go to the surrounding lakes and rivers, and if we pollute the rivers and the lakes, then they don't have crystal clear, not crystal clear, but
Clear water.
healthy
Clear water.
But
but
this is a big risk, I think.
Yeah.
but won't it be a solution if we or if our mine workers live in a village without
Yeah, but the cost
polluted
would,
water?
it will only cost.
How do you get all those people
for our
in that
company.
village?
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
And
if somebody,
we
if
have
some-
to do it.
Now, the same way, you say you can get a salary from us. All you need to do is just live in this village and start your life here, and then you get your paycheck and work
Is
for
there a
us.
place for us like that? Or do you need to build it? Because that will be.
I'm not sure. I didn't do the
I love
research for
it.
that
I don't
kind
think
of.
you can. How many people are working over there? Like 100, maybe more.
Yeah. I
You
think-
want to put it all in a village.
Yeah.
No, well, if we make sure that only people work at our company that don't live in an area with polluted water.
Yeah, I think indeed that's the biggest risk. The biggest risk that we don't have clear water and not
Yeah,
not
and-
safe water.
yeah.
So we need to filter it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but that will cost a lot
But
of
right
money.
now there is no solution. So
This-
what I don't think you
For
can
sanitation.
put people. I understand what you mean, but I don't think that will work out.
I think it will. If it is it just big enough, it will.
How many people
Yeah,
and
if, but I
what
don't
will
know.
the cost be?
If
Will we
there is-
make profit?
You know, I
police
only did the
questions.
political situation in South Sudan, so some of you guys should know this, but I know
The
that.
economical.
I know it's bit of risky with all that this group and more.
So yeah,
So what do y'all think? Should we go in this deal or not?
Yeah,
we
who
could-
was the economical you, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, so the costs are very high
No.
to make.
But what are the
No,
costs?
I was
What are
financial,
the
so I have
Yeah.
to cost.
provide for everybody and like for providing for everybody for the mine workers a healthy water. That's a big problem. Yeah, not a big problem, but a big deal. So
Yeah,
it's-
sure.
it's big.
Yeah, it has the potential to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think if we can, I don't think it has to be that expensive. If you see on television, there are like all kinds of advertisements from pay us €10 and we will make 10 people happy with clean water.
And
So it's only
trouble.
€1.
Yeah, but they're a non-profit organization, huh?
Yeah, but
We are.
but why would it be more expensive for us to get clean water for our employees than
It
it is
isn't,
for?
but it will.
So it will
cost us
cost it will
money.
cost around €1 for each employee. So that's not that
Yeah, but
expensive.
if
You have
if you're polluting the rivers or the lakes over there, you have to clean it for the civilians over there as
Maybe
well.
we could not pollute
For all
the
the region
rivers.
indeed.
Yeah, for the whole region.
So let's
Yeah, but
just
who said
conclude
we
that
will?
it will probably cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
or you
we
have
can't go
others.
there and just pollute everything and
Maybe
only
we,
clean it for employees.
maybe we could do something for the pollution instead doing something for the sanitation.
Yeah, but they will cost a lot of money. I don't think we'll have any profit left.
Rules or for to
But where we're going to search for oil. How much does one oil field get us from a profit? How much is it?
Provide.
Yeah, it's provide. But what's the estimate we now have? Is that like 2 million, 3 million? How much is it? Because hills, complete countries and cities are built on oil, so maybe we
I think we need to send the WCM a message for that because we don't know exactly what.
Okay, we don't have the numbers.
Yeah, and
Or do you know the profit of WCM?
well, I just know the price of a barrel of oil, and that's
Okay.
that's reducing.
Yeah, that's in the
So if we start getting oil, then the profit will be probably less than a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it will be compromised because of the low oil prices.
Yes, but there also is a chance that the oil prices will rise again because of the growing population and countries that need oil, just
In a
like
fluctuating economy.
yeah, just like China and stuff. Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't have to because of all the technological innovations
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
solar panels,
And
electric cars.
yeah, and climate change, obviously, where in Europe a lot of countries will go on electric
Vehicles.
instead of oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe that's indeed a risk we're taking to if we go search for oil, that everything will go to electric. But yeah, I think if we can mine there for 2 or 3 years and we can make a decent profit, then if everything goes to electric, we're still safe because we made the profit.
Yeah, but still, if you want to mine for 2 or 3 years, it's very hard to extend.
Yeah, it is.
Because obviously with the political situation, it's very hard to just build a giant oil.
Facility.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
So you think we could make only profit on a short run?
Yeah, I think in the long run, I think you can't make any good profit on oil because it's gonna run out. So
Yeah. Exactly.
you can't make a long-term plan for your oil fields because they will run out, and you don't know what the oil price is gonna do. If we start pumping up more oil, the oil price will keep going down. So we need to find to balance it out a little bit, and not go maximum oil for the
But with all those things like the diseases and all this stuff, the costs will be very high, and also the mining place is not reliable. So
the mining
we need
place.
to invest much money because museum still doesn't have money.
Yeah, that's true. And what you're saying, the political situation is stable. It's the civilian war costs a lot of money for the government. So we can't expect them to pay anything for us or
Also,
to help us out.
maybe
Also, the
better.
infrastructure isn't
Good.
very good for just setting up a mining facility. How are you gonna
Yeah,
get all
because
the parts over
we
there?
need
We
good
to
roads.
build
We need
Yeah.
good
Who's
good
gonna
pipes.
pay for that?
Maybe
Yeah, I think.
and we need
The
to.
government won't pay for that. No way.
No.
No.
maybe it's better if we do a financial research with the costs and the profit what we would make if we if we accept this deal and if we invest in.
I think what you're saying, the infrastructure is good. We need roads and we need pipes to move
Because
the
how
oil
are
around.
you,
But
how are you
the
gonna
problem,
move the
maybe the
oil?
problem is because of the civilian war, we don't know in which area we're exactly.
safe.
Yeah, it's safe and where we can lay all those roads. Because if the road crosses some kind of border where we're not immediately aware of, we can have a big problem and maybe bring our employees in danger.
Yeah, we need to do good research on that and find a suitable spot for our mining facility if we're going to get through.
So how do you think the risks are for getting a oil facility with this civil war?
I think the risk is
Way too high.
way too high.
Yeah.
There is zero stability in the complete area. The war is getting really brutal to the point that they're just starting to murder complete villages just because they were in the wrong spot at the wrong time. So I think from a political point of view, it's absolutely not safe to go to South Sudan. And we can maybe better avoid it and come back in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So everything's settled out a bit.
So how big do you think the chance is that the civil war will end soon?
Soon within, what do you mean with soon? 2 to 3
1
years?
year
or
or
wait-
5
1
years.
year.
Within a couple of
soon.
years at least, or at least being politically stable.
The problem is it's now going on for 6 years, the civilian war. And it doesn't.
Has it increased in brutality?
No, it's always been the same. So you don't know
How long it's going
it's
to
not gonna get any worse or any better anytime soon because it's just 6 different just different groups with all with all different faults, and they can talk to each other. They just go to fight it out.
Yeah.
So right now it's a little bit last man standing, and that's the person who's going to win it.
And also the currency is unstable in South Sudan, so
Yeah, the complete economic is
yeah,
actually.
the economic situation is.
how are you going to do that with the price and stuff?
Yeah.
Currency is that unstable.
Well, if the inflation is very high, then it's very important to sell the barrels of oil immediately, and then invest your South Sudan money in dollars because that is a stable currency.
Yeah, maybe we can just make an arrangement that everything is going to be in US dollars.
Exactly.
So we have one stable currency and not rely on something
Yeah, but still,
with one big economic mess.
we still need to pay our
Yeah, we can pay them in
customers
euros.
in
we can pay
yeah, but
US dollar.
but up in what currency?
US dollars.
Yeah, but in South Sudan you can buy stuff with US
No,
dollars.
but then it's not our problem anymore. So we can just say we're
But
we can just say we are a worldwide company and we just rely on the US dollar.
What do you mean by our customers? The only customer we have is VCM.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the only.
No,
Our employees.
I'm
Yeah, but employees, that's the problem of VCM.
Yeah, exactly.
But they can pay them out in their currency, so that won't be a problem.
And they can just change the currency very easily.
So we need to provide them with a changing point where they can change their money for US dollars, so their salary won't be worth nothing in the next month.
That is it exactly true? Or is it?
Well, if you pay them with South Sudan money, then because of the
Yeah,
inflation.
but I'm saying we pay them in US dollar money.
Yeah, but they are.
We pay VCM in US dollar money, US dollars money, not the employees.
Yeah, sure. Alright, so that's.
So VCM pays the employees of VCM out. That's not our problem.
Exactly.
But maybe the employees will get mad because.
On who? On us?
Yeah.
Because we pay with US dollars.
Or
or
on
deal?
WCM.
Yeah, but that's none of our business.
Yes, that's the thing that they have to figure out.
Alright. Yeah.
That's just business. Though.
Anything you want to add to the story?
No, I think we have all the problems. I don't think we.
Yeah, I think.
Make.
I think we maybe should look into going there, but just not at a time.
Yeah.
Because with all the things going on, like the civil war and a politically unstable country, the economics that are fluctuating a lot.
Yeah.
To
I
disease spreading, that's maybe
Exactly.
going to that area, but we're not sure.
I don't think it's a good idea, but there is a lot of oil there,
Yeah.
so there is opportunity for a lot of profit.
So maybe we need to start making a long-term
Plan.
kind of plan,
Yeah.
where we can just work towards going to South Sudan, but maybe
Just
yeah,
not at a
not
time.
now, but
Only
in
if
5 years.
Just keep in touch with them.
Yeah, so
and
keep in
moving
touch.
forward to other places.
Yeah, and make sure everything's ready. So if it's gonna be economic stable and things
Exactly,
gonna
work everything
settle
out.
out, then we can just instantly go in and be a competitor side.
Work everything out and keep in touch with everything we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the decision we're now making is we're not going to South Sudan anytime soon,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah,
because-
but if we don't go, then there might be another company who will take the deal and might get some huge profits.
Yeah, and if they do, maybe there will be there will
But
be
maybe
one step ahead. But
we can make a deal like they have to keep us up to date with who they're talking with.
Yeah.
Keep us in
Exactly.
touch.
At the same
So
time,
we would know what is.
we could search for an other country as option.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because
We
maybe
also
a
need to
stable
look in other
country.
countries. Yeah.
Yeah, there are many countries.
Maybe we can help. We can help the company with ideas to make things better there, like diseases, how to solve them.
That will also cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only just on paper, you know what I mean? Not to figure everything out, but
Yeah,
just give
just
them
to give them a helping
ideas.
help. Yeah.
Helping hand, indeed.
Yeah, sure. So let's conclude that we will make that deal.
Yeah, so we will avoid South Sudan, but we will keep in touch with the company
for potential.
For potential start mining there and do things for both companies.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you then.
Thank you for this meeting.